The extensive form is the most expressive representation of a game situation. Here we study games with perfect information, that is, games in which all the actions of the players can be observed by all the other players. Classical examples are chess and checkers. Initially, the intuition behind the extensive form is given. This representation is based on a game tree describing the sequential structure of the game, starting from the root and terminating in the leaves. In particular, the game is played by some players. In the picture we have two players. We call them player 1 and player 2. In the game tree, we can distinguish two classes of nodes. We have terminal nodes marked with green circles in the picture that are the leaves of the tree. They correspond to the outcomes of the game. For instance, in the chess game, an outcome may be the victory of player 1 or the victory of player 2 or tie. The non-terminal nodes marked with red circles in the picture are decision nodes. In each decision node, exactly one player takes a decision, selecting one action among those that are available. For instance, in the picture, we assign 3 decision nodes to player 1, those marked with red circles. We need to distinguish each decision node, and we do that by assigning to each decision node a different label, for instance, as those reported in the picture. The notation we use is: each label is composed of 2 numbers separated by a point. The first number denotes the player that plays at that decision node. So in the picture, we have 1 for all the decision nodes of player 1. The second number is an ordinal number, such as in the picture 1, 2, and 3. Player 2 has instead only one decision node, and its label is 2.1, where 2 denotes the player, while 1 is the ordinal number. At each decision node, a player can choose a move among a number of actions that are represented in the game tree as hatches. For instance, the actions available to player 1 are those marked red, and specifically, in decision node 1.1, the actions are uppercase L1 and uppercase R1. In decision node 1.2, the actions are uppercase L2 and uppercase R2, and so on. Notice that each action is associated with a different label, as in the case of the decision nodes. Instead, the actions of player 2 are only lowercase L1 and lowercase R1. Finally, each leaf is associated with a vector of real numbers, providing the utility the player receives once such a leaf is reached. The first number is the vector is, by convention, the utility of player 1, while the second number is the utility of player 2. Now we are ready to provide a formal model of an extensive form game. It is a tuple n, a, v, t, iota, rho, key, u, in which n is a set of players. In the previous example, n is the set 1, 2. Notice that among the players, we can also have a non-strategic player, that is the nature, representing, for instance, a chance node as the roll of a dice. A is the set of actions of all the players. For instance, uppercase L1, uppercase R1, and so on. V is the set of decision nodes, so for instance 1.1, 1.2, and so on. T is a set of terminal nodes. Iota is the player function, that is the function that, given a decision node, returns the player that plays at that node. So for instance, given decision node 1.1, the player function returns player 1. Rho is the next node function, that is, the function that, given a decision node and an action played at that decision node returns a decision or terminal node. For instance, in a picture, given 1.1 and action uppercase R1, the next node is 2.1. Key is the action function, that is, the function that returns a subset of actions available in a given decision node. So, for instance, given decision node 2.1, the set of available actions are lowercase l1 and lowercase r1. U is the set of the utility function of the players, where ui is the utility function of player I. That is a function returning the utility of a player given a terminal node. Usually a player is considered a utility maximizer, that is, the larger the utility, the better for the player. For instance, given the terminal node marked with a green circle and player 1, the utility of that player is 2.